On the previous episode, we left at wintry Perth and headed north. We passed through Mount Augustus, took the four-wheel drive track from Mount Augustus to Karijini, explored the lesser-known four-wheel drive track inside Karijini National Park, before hitting up some of the better-known locations inside Karijini. This episode, we start trekking northwest towards Millstream. Track into George Gorge is closed still, so I had heard that it had been closed due to a lot of rain, but it's been closed for a month now, and we've crossed quite a few creek and river crossings, and there's not that much water around, so hopefully it'll reopen while we're out here. But in the meantime, this spot is still pretty damn good. So sun's going down, nice little pool, a few cows around. Hopefully they don't eat all the cabling, because apparently they do that.
Yep.
Yeah, I was not aware. But we're just going to cook up some burgers on the fire. It's got the fire pit cranking, and probably have a pretty chilled out night. Get up tomorrow, go check out Pyramid Hill, Python's Pool, and maybe Mount Herbert. I don't know, go for a look.
Go see what the fruits of north of Millstream is.
Yeah, so we'll see how we go. So we had a bit of a change of plans today. The Big Hippo was down to about a quarter of a tank of fuel. So we decided to head up north to Roebourne.
Yep, filled up with fuel. Had a bit of a funny sounding for my diff as well, so it has a leak, can't find where it is, so I just bought some diff oil while there, just top it up.
Yeah, so stopped in at Pyramid Hill along the way, and now just come back via Kialrah Pool,
And we found this awesome little swimming hole on the way down. It's a bit of a mission to find. Absolutely stunning. So yeah, we just stopped here for lunch. And now we're going to head down towards Cliff Springs, which is a spot that I found just scouring Google in the weeks leading up to this trip. So we'll see how that goes. All right.
Trick is to water crossing is to get your missus to walk it, so your feet don't get wet.
Rocky but shallow.
Send it.
Send it.
4th gear, pinned.
Fuck yeah. So we followed the recommended route from Google into Cliff Springs and we sort of found it, but
The wrong side of it.
yeah, the wrong side. It was the right side according to Google, but the wrong side for campgrounds. So we did a little bit more exploring and followed a few tracks off to the side near the river that feeds Cliff Spring, I guess, and found this incredible spot. Surrounded by trees, flowing water. There's even a rope swing. Just epic. Unfortunately, there's obviously been people staying here pretty recently because of all the rubbish lying around. Half burnt wet wipes. Burn them properly or take them with you. Awesome climbing tree.
Definitely do some bombies off these.
Water's real deep. So good. So we haven't found the side of Cliff Springs that we wanted to, but we have found some cracking spots along the way, just following the power lines trail and taking the little four-wheel drive tracks off the side, including some mint potential campsites, this being one of them. Nice little swimming hole. It's cracked a beer. So I think we're going to hang out here for at least a few hours and we'll see how we go. We might stay the night. It's a little bit, it's not very level, the old cruiser, but we've got max trucks. So we'll see. We'll have some lunch here, go for a swim and see how we go. So we packed up after lunch, probably driven for about 20 minutes, half an hour. Just following the power lines, taking random trucks off to the side. And have a look what we have found. Waterfalls into algae. Waterfalls. Lots of them. How good is this? Flowing water. If you're tall, you can dip your toes in it. If you're not, you just shimmy down. So we hit the road pretty early this morning by our standards, just a little bit after 8, and left our camp spot along the power lines. Absolutely beautiful spot. The only downside was the amount of power lines around, but we were saying last night we probably wouldn't have been able to get in there in the first place if the power lines hadn't been built, so swings and roundabouts. We're now just coming back into Millstream Chichester National Park itself again from the northwest, and we're going to work our way down, seeing some of the sights in the northwest part of the park, and then I don't know, might see if the road to George Gorge is open now, because that spot was one of the main places that inspired this trip in the first place, so it'd be a bit disappointing if we can't get in there, but if it's still closed, then it's still closed. But we're going to continue exploring throughout the day. Went for a swim at Python Pool. How would you describe it?
Beautiful, but super busy.
Very people-y.
Very cold. So we're in, we're out.
Yeah.
Time for a beer.
That's it. It's too many people. Couldn't even bring myself to get dressed there.
No.
Ran away. think we're going to go and see if the road to George Gorge is open now. Fingers crossed. Open up! So we've pulled up at Kialrah Pools, which is north of Millstream again. George Gorge still closed. So we've come up further north. We've already been along this road before and sort of scoped out this campsite. But we're going to give George Gorge one more crack tomorrow. Today's the last day of school holidays, so we're hoping that they're just keeping it closed for school holidays. And we'll see how we go. What did you find today? Track. That might be a back track.
Oh yeah, just on if you're coming from the north-south, there's a track just as you come into the national park. Off to the left, that looks like it could head around the back. So we'll investigate that tomorrow morning.
Yeah, I'll go for a look. And then if it's no good, doesn't go through, then we'll bite the bullet and start heading south. So we pulled up a few hours ago. We've just had a bit of an admin afternoon, dumping all the files from our SD cards onto hard drives and doing a bit of car maintenance. You've changed out the relay.
Fixed my aircon.
Yeah.
Check the air filter. Fix the rattle on your bash plates.
Yeah, it was rattling. Don't have a horn now, but that's all right. I've got a horn. And yeah, we'll probably have to swap out this tyre at some stage. It's lost a complete knob and the rest of it is looking chopped up as hell. So we'll get that done. I need to check my air filter as well, since I've been following behind Paul for most of the last week with no aircon. And yeah, cook up some dinner, see how we go tomorrow. Armies and chips on the fire. And a sensational Pilbara sunset. So we've just spent the morning following some four-wheel drive tracks that started just outside the national park. And it's getting us closer to George River. So we just managed to get down to the river. There wasn't a camp spot or anything there, and it wasn't the main one, obviously. But we found another little side track that looks like it should link up with the main road. There is a lot of water in the river. Which is probably why the main track is closed. But we'll go for a look, see how we go. If it's too deep, we'll go somewhere else. Well, we've only bloody made it, sort of. We made it to the river. Paul's going for a walk to check the depth. You know, when it's only up to his calves, it's not very deep.
Just a little bit below the knees. I'm a short ass, so not much at all. A bit rocky. No worries at all. Check it out, but
get a load of this place. Insane. Haven't even turned the cars off. Paul's already gone for a dip in his shorts because he wanted to wash them.
Clean now.
Just insane. It's probably hard to see with the sun right there, but these cliffs are enormous. We'll pull up here for a couple of nights. Thankfully we stuck with the mission.
We've failed.
We have prevailed.
What do you got yourself there?
A enormous interview.
It is enormous. Look, it's not even halfway blown up yet.
I thought it was like a little tire.
The thing is ginormous.
It's ludicrous.
Are you regretting your purchase?
A little bit. I thought it was like, I just got it from Anaconda and they didn't have any normal little rings, so I thought, oh, this would be funny. I'll just get a bin chicken instead. I didn't realise it was going to be 3 meters long. I was to go for a boat ride.
HMAS bin chicken. Can't complain. Gorge. It's a bit windy. Carly is hiding up in the rooftop. I'll make tickies. Out of the wind. It's going to be a beautiful day. Just 29 today, so once this wind drops off, it's going to be a bit of swimming. Get the old bin chicken back out. Had to tie him down overnight. Tried to fly away.
So we had a pretty slow start to the morning. We had a little lie-in, and then just as we were about to get up, this crazy wind started rushing through the gorges, and it didn't let up for a few hours, so sort of hit in the rooftop. Since then it's died off, gone for a swim, and now just gone for a little stroll, see what George River has to offer. Found a nice little creek and some rapids not too far from our campsite. Very nice. I think we'll just spend the rest of the afternoon having a bit of an explore around here, watching Paul fall over on the slippery rocks. Go for some more swims, and then head off tomorrow.
That's a wrap for George Gorge. Now check it out and see what else Millstream has to offer.
Windy as assholes. Little cliff lookout. We should have put the microphone on. On the edge. On the final scout around Millstream Chichester. And then we're off to Gregory Gorge. This is awesome to see. We've covered so many tracks in national parks where the gates have been locked. Got one right opposite for the national park. Or roads within the national parks have gone to private roads. It's awesome to see native title land being opened up for people, provided that you are respectful. That's what it's all about. So Google has Gregory Gorge campgrounds to the right, but you want to go to the left. Well, made it into Gregory Gorge. Managed to get it out. And it is another stunning spot. It's come up to a little water crossing, so we're going to head over to the other side. We just walked it. It's not too deep, maybe a little bit above the knees. There's some big rocks and there's a fair bit of flow, but it should be shallow enough that we won't have any dramas. Well, we've just pulled up at Gregory Gorge, levelling up the cruiser for the rooftop. Mint little waterfront spot. Cliffs in the background. And I reckon that will be where we call this video. That wraps up our exploration around Millstream Chichester. And then tomorrow we'll start heading towards Panawanica. Hope you've enjoyed. If you've liked, you know what to do. See you next time.
Day 10 of civilization. Starting to lose my mind. Don't know where we're going to find water or food. Econ 6 part, so.
Go and check out Gregory Gorge, which has been marked on Wikicamp, says Gorge's Gorge. It's definitely Gregory Gorge. Fuck me. It's definitely Gregory Gorge. No wonder they spelled it wrong.
Gregory Gorge.
Yeah, that one.
Too many G's.
Yeah. For some reason, George's Gorge, not as difficult. Mm.